Okay, we'll see if we can limp along here.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Okay, this is the Old Tube Radio Network, and I'm feeling very tubed and old at the moment. All right, I think part of this is working. Just before the net, I got a strange screen on the computer and said it has to shut down for some weird unknown reason. I've never seen it before. And so it did, but of course, since there's many things going on, I just tried to reset them all, and I think we're up at oldtuberadio.net. I know we are on 27085, and the video may be streaming. So just to kind of cap off the week that it has been, and I'll go through this quickly because I want to get to the radios and the check-ins and say hello to everybody. So hopefully this will stay up on the computer side for all of our non-local items of interest. I will say that this is the Old Tube Radio Network. Real radio is glowing in the dark. We will be checking in and talking to who's ever brave enough to come out in the 100-degree plus weather in the Radio Shack and fire up their radios tonight, or even just set out by the Radio Shack at all. Let's see. What's the news I can depart? None of it's very good, I'm afraid. I'm dressed. I had to find something comfortable tonight, so I brought out. The guys they went and found the Woody costume, so we've got that. It's a little easier to wear. I can't get into the suit and tie. I had a dermatological encounter. That's a good way to put it. That required me to have massive amounts of stitches in my neck, and that is going on right now, so I can't put anything tight, and it's kind of ugly looking. So this is the best I can do with that. So that's one of the wacky things this week. Also, my very best furry bud of 18 years, what do they say, crossed over the Rainbow Bridge this week as well. So it was a good run for both he and I. A guy I rescued a long time ago. So that saddens me a lot. But here I am, and the computer crashed. The mouse isn't working. So if strange things are going on to the screen, just bear with me, because not only does the computer not work, the mouse does not work. So with all of that, we will proceed here with your Old Tube Radio Network. And I'm taking an old buzzard transmission, so I might burn everything up. So let me see if I've got the right item. And let me go to, you know what? The control panel isn't even up right. I have to go to the next radio. And it's hard because the mouse isn't working. So let me see if it's going to work for the check-ins here. If it'll let me see. It won't even let me move stuff on the screen. But I do have 00. Does it show 00 up in the corner? Is it showing that? Open. Oh, okay, there it is. So let me see if we can do this. I have a touch screen, which would require me to be doing that, but when I touch the screen, everything goes away. So I won't do that. All right, 00. I see you. Thank you, John. And I'm going to put the X in the square, and I'm going to key. I'm going to see if this will work. See if you'll checked in. Yes, it's working. All right, here we go. We've got SWL1, SWL2, Mr. OBP, who is out on the video link side. So say hello to Kevin, keeping track of the Sunspots, apparently there might be some large sunspots coming this way. The bands haven't been that good. Those of you who are doing field day have probably made some contacts, but I was listening on 40 meters and 20 meters. Less than stellar. And as you can hear, there is no big-time propagation on 11 meters like we had last week. SWL3, who is at the Clovis Amateur Radio Pioneers Field Day event. Over to SWL7.
SWL7, checking in.
All right. I didn't know if you'd be in the air chair tonight. Wasn't sure what the noise is like. My noise level is very low, but I'm not even sure if the radio is connected. So you're hearing me. That's a good thing.
Yeah, actually hardly any noise over here at all, so keeping fingers crossed.
All right, good deal. Thank you for checking in on the Old Tube Radio Network. Heading over to SWL10. Now, I don't, if Idaho comes roaring in tonight, I will be very surprised because we do not have, I heard a little bit of Australia maybe, and that was about it. So Chrissy is in, I do believe. I have to look through. I've been trying to get everything up on the screen, so I do have the comments going on, so we'll get you all checked in. It has been a definite summer here at in Central California after a beginning of the week with thunderstorms and strange weather. It went back to the stuff that it normally does, which is what did the weatherman call it? Triple digits. So Chrissy is in. Let's go to SWL 13. I think my comments over on this other computer is actually working, so I should be able to see you all over there with no problem. SWL 16 is in. Charlie is here. Charlie and Chet found, like I said, they pulled, and it doesn't smell like mothballs at all. They said, okay, you can wear the outfit tonight. I've got to find, who is it that says I look like Mo Rocca? Mo Rocca, I don't even know. I'm going to have to find out. And then maybe next week I'll have my Mo outfit. Let's see, 13 is in, 16 is in. SWL 17. SWL 18. Yeah, I'm going to have to take this mouse apart. It is doing weird things. I've got KDA checked in from the Facebook page. From Derby, New York, by way of Belfast, Maine, right in the front row here to help me out tonight. Chet, thanks for checking in. And what do you think? He says he wants me to turn around. All right. This is the official. Those of you know Wood, I don't know Toy Story that much. So it's even got, can you see this? It's even got the ring thing. I don't even know if you can see that. You see the little ring thing? It is an official outfit here. So I feel like maybe there was a snake in my boot. Maybe that's why nothing's working. Let's go over to SWL 20.
Number 20 here. Please check me in. Please check in 28, Gary in Sacramento, who is out to dinner having lobster. Thank you, Gary, for letting me know that. And 29 and 54 and 135 also, because he says it just might be too hot outside for him. Thank you, Dennis, and I'll be checking this in a little later on tonight.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk. I'm surprised that everybody should be out where it's air-conditioned and doing something. So I'm thinking later on, when it cools down, we'll start getting a lot of check-ins. So I'll get Gary checked in. Maybe we will have a report. Maybe he'll bring some leftovers in for us. Anyway, you are sounding good.
All righty. We thank you much. We'll check in with you later.
All right, thanks for checking in. Over to SWL 21, Mr. JT. When all the computer stuff was working here, I did have old radio night on, and it was the tram. what was it? The Tram Titan 2. I think I have audio. Let me just bring up something. I'll see if I can get some audio from old Radio Night, if I can get the mouse to work, and the audio to come up. Let's see. Here we go. And then it's got to start. There it is.
Go ahead, click it again.
I'll get some video here.
Look at your slide bar on the bottom of that.
What a beautiful radio.
Neck, and see if it's pushed.
Look at the on-the-air light, the world's biggest S meter, along with the world's longest ground rod.
Yeah, that's doing better.
And some nice audio as usual, as you can hear tonight. There wasn't a lot of skip going on. Old Radio Night. Check it out. Like and subscribe, or whatever you do on that YouTube stuff.
Folk,
and
I got you on the Barefoot Radio, no doubt. Come on.
The Wasama Swamps of South Carolina looking pretty good here tonight. So JT, you are checked in. And the break channel, go ahead. This is the Old Tube Radio Network. Yeah. Find a cool spot, and I'm sure it's not in front of the radio. We've got you checked in over.
Well, thank you very much. You and everybody else. I'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Well, people can hear me. Signals seem to be down tonight, but we're all coming back. All right, 21 is in, SWL 22. SWL 23. 23 Skidoo. It's hopefully he's not having the problems I'm having here, trying to get things to work tonight. But we get Mitch checked in. Let's go to SWL 24. SWL 25. I can hear a little bit of skip out there tonight, little things going on. Before I turn the page, let me see who is on. A lot of people on the video side tonight. Sorry, I was trying to get everything pulled in, and I didn't see it. There's Gary checking in from the anniversary dinner, the lobster dinner. GSW is out listening in. Hello, Steve D. UDX 483 South Carolina, the Mud Bucket. I think they just call me the Mud Duck. DD21 checking in. Paul Williams, thank you. Who else is listening? Cornbread is not checking in, not leaving a message. So he might slip up, check in, leave a message. You never know. Bourbon 497 gypsums. Now, okay, that's Bourbon says I look like Mo Rocca. So I will Google that. I can guarantee that he does not wear the Woody costume, but what can I say? Some people say I look like that character as well. Maybe I take off the glasses here. Foxman 362, hello to you. Thanks for joining the Old Tube Radio Network. We'll be chatting with some of the classic radios here coming up, I hope. Operator Ken is probably in a cool coastal location as usual. Because when it's 105 here, it's usually like 52 in Morro Bay. Let's see. All right. No, well, we're not. Yeah, it was not blackouts. It was just this very old computer, decided it wanted to reboot. Normally, I reboot it beforehand, but it said it didn't need to, so I didn't. Okay. What else? Joey L. Listening in tonight. Dave, I see it. We'll get you checked in from Sanger. Rusty Rail saying hello to the old radio fans from Central Arkansas, and ready for some radios to check in, as am I. Levon 007 is sitting there with the and 007's in. Levon is in. He's near the off-the-shelf radio. Mark S. listening in. New York 157 will be coming up to you. And Neil's in. I got to remember where your item is so we can catch it when I check you in. I think we are looking good. And Chrissy is in as well. All right, we'll turn the page. And we'll start with SWL 27. He's probably doing field day. The Fresno Amateur Radio Club field day is usually out at a park in Clovis. Haven't been out there the last couple of years. But Dwayne and his wife often provide a barbecue and sandwiches and all sorts of good stuff. I know when I was out there, I think he made me some breakfast. I'm going to get Dwayne checked in because he's probably out at field day. SWL 28, Gary. I hope you're not listening. I hope you're enjoying your company and your meal. And the lobster is good. I'll give you an extra check-in and maybe one for dessert if I get the numbers to work here. Got a proxy check-in for SWL 29. We've also got a check-in for Dwayne, SWL 30. SWL 31. Let me look who's in the digital house tonight. Up in the balcony, the Squamish boys, Albert, and everybody else there from BC. Are you guys setting up there tonight? Looks like they're setting up tonight. If you're hanging out in the balcony, don't want to come down to the green room, they always have great stuff. Germantown, Wisconsin, Fresno, Inez, Kentucky. Kermit is listening. Florence, Kentucky is in Dallas. Georgia, of course, Woodland Park, Colorado. Wondering if the radios will stay up tonight. I think they will. The radios, I don't have any problems with the radios. It's all this digi-widgy voodoo stuff. Do not add pictures to radio. Stations from Fresno and, of course, Louisville, Kentucky in the special seat. I think they did something. Paid some extra money. They helped with funding the green room, and they got the special chair. And of course, Charlie and Chet, as always, to help me out here when things go wacky, as they often do. Let's go to SWL 32. SWL 33, myself, Bozo. Where's Bozo Control? And the Jingle Singers who are here trying to keep out of trouble. Let's go to SWL 34. I don't want to try the train whistle. I will probably wreck something. I'll wait to see if Jimmy comes in, and Jimmy and Little Toot, we might give it a try. I will get them checked in right now. Nashville is listening in. Have a great evening, AJM Jazz from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's another place. I've been there many times. Mr. Bill, waiting for the conditions to happen so we can give Mr. Bill a live and direct check-in. He's done it many times before, and he certainly will. There is, I see a Cobra, Mr. SWL 13 on the list. Definitely got you checked in tonight. Hey, and Albert says he got to talk to Hustler last Sunday. That would be SWL 60. So we have some very good, not myself, not this station here, but we have some very powerful, very good stations in the Central Valley that can muster up some good DX. So wouldn't be surprised to be talking to a lot of them. I know Chris, SWL 38, has chatted a few. Somebody mentioned about the radio in the background. Yeah, that's my favorite radio of all time, the FT-102, and I have a couple of them. I actually have more than a couple of them, and some of them Malcolmized, sent to NC4L, and maybe we'll get one on the radio desk here in a while. I've got one that can actually do the old tube radio network, and it's kind of a hybrid radio, so we're hoping to get that in. But yeah, I like the 102. Great sounding receiver, great sounding audio, nary a menu to be found. All right, it's not 21st century, but man, they did a really good job on, Yasu did a good job on that. Over to SWL 36. SWL 37.
SWL 37, and good evening, Dennis.
And hello, radio. Got you checked in, and you are sounding good over.
And I thank you.
All right, I'm gonna have to. I need to drop this mouse on the floor. Maybe it will fix the problem. It's always wanting to do something. Let's go to SWL 38. Sam is checking. No, there's no conditions tonight, Sam, unless it's super short skip. Then maybe we'll hear a Byron, California. Anyway, we got you checked in. And July is Frontier Days in Cheyenne. All right, well, Maybe Mr. Bill is out there at the Frontier Days selling some radios. He's got some good stuff. Check out Red Monkey Communications if you see the Red Monkey van, wherever you might be, especially near Cheyenne. Over to SWL 39. And Captain Robert, I see you checking in. I hope your recovery can continue to progress in a good fashion. I know it takes a long time. Sometimes things don't go quite right, and you got to put in some extra time to make them right, or you got to be, take extra time out of what you're doing to just hang out and stay still and let the healing process work. So hopefully you're able to do that, and things will be going well. But thanks. We always appreciate you joining us tonight, wherever you might be. Let's go over to SWL 40. Yeah, who asked about the mouse? It was Foxman. It's a cruddy little Wi-Fi Dell mouse, and I think it crashed onto the floor. I have to take the batteries out to reset it, so there's probably some little contact in there that is touching. So I'm going to have to open it up and move something or bend something. I'm sure everything is very, tight tolerance, and something is out of tolerance. So I think that's the issue. I have a wired mouse that I connected in, but it doesn't seem to be working, or it's ignoring it. So hopefully. So far, I'm just trying to do an easy touch here. Let's go, let's see, nothing heard from SWL 40. Let's go to SWL 41. And that's Road Dog 507 out of New York. Big Rich 6520. Hello to you. Yeah, we're incognito tonight in the Woody outfit to to help out. I got to cover up here, so I figured this would be the best way to do it. I can't wear the tie tonight. Let's go to SWL 42. We got a early check-in for SWL 43, SWL 44. I will get 360 checked in. Up in North Fork, might be hearing me tonight, SWL 45. I'll get him checked in. He might be away from the air chair. I didn't hear him check in last night on the Friday night Ditch Banks net. Here's a guy who braves the heat to get on the radio, SWL 46.
Good evening, Dennis. With all the fans running.
Yeah, you know how to do it. I mean, you will not be kept out of the radio room. It's like the post office? Rain, nor sleet, nor darkness of night, nor anything. You're still there and you're sounding good. All right, so we got check-in there. SWL 40, who last week, I should play an instant replay of last week. SWL 47, hopefully he's off the rock.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely off the rock safely. And we're bidding everyone a good evening from the Radio Lounge. This is SWL 47. I'm having a hard time believing that, it was a week ago that I was up on top of that thing, and on my way back to the campsite, I was having the frost alerts on the dashboard in the car I was driving. It was like 38 degrees when I was headed home or headed back to the campsite. And it's not 38 degrees here in Fresno right now.
No, that's just the wild, wacky weather. Yeah, and braving the rock and bringing the lightning rod along with it. There's the rock. Okay, this is from last week. We will get you checked in. I'm not sure. Flies. It's much. Yeah, I hear you good. I should turn off. I'm trying to see if we got audio from the rock. All right, it's just me blabbering.
To sign off on this one, I'll say goodbye on that band, but. Yeah, on both frequencies, you're just hitting this like.
Okay, that's right. So you were able to hear me not only on the 11 meter, but the 2 meter radio as well, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. The 11 meter, I could hear you just fine on the TRC 217, and hiking back, from on top of the rock. It's kind of a long story. I had to do about a 1.5 mile hike just to the base of Morrow Rock. But during that, after I got off the rock, the 1.5 mile hike back to where my car was, I heard you loud and clear on the 11 meters, just fine.
All right, good deal. Anyway, thanks for the extra effort, and that is quite a climb up there. And one more question: do they close it when the sun goes down, or are you able to go up there when it's dark?
No, that's a great question, and it was one that I was kind of worried about, depending on what web page you go to find out information on that. No, they don't close the rock, or at least they didn't when I was there. The road up to it, I mentioned there was a 1.5 mile hike up there. That particular road was closed, and I got real worried. But it was just kind of temporarily closed because of a prescribed burn that they were doing up there. So I don't mean to do a long buzzer transmission here, but as I was hiking up there, I thought I'd try and sneak up there because I wasn't going to waste my time. I really wanted to get that radio contact made. But when I was about halfway up that 1.5 mile hike on the closed road, of course they open it, and all these tourists are driving by me, probably thinking, what in God's name is that guy doing with that lightning rod?
Well, I know at the top they have all these little posted signs about lightning and this. There is a spot up there at the top where you can walk down, I guess it's to the west and the north a little bit, and kind of get down and check in that way, or just go down the steps. That's where I was. I've got a picture of me up there talking to somebody. All right, enough. Thanks for chatting with me here. Always interested to see where 47 is sort of our on the go, our what do they call it, rover, whether he's at Christmas Tree Lane or out at the park or up on the rock. Sounding good. Anyway, you got you checked in. Hope you're having a great evening here.
Oh, it's always a great evening when you're playing around with vacuum tube radios, for sure. And just to make sure I answered your question just now, yeah, they don't close that rock, or at least I don't think they do. There's no one taking tickets at the front door.
All right, but it's definitely an e-ticket ride. Thanks for checking in. Old Tube Radio Network is where you might be listening. The radio's coming up after the directed net roll call. Hello to Greg, Superloop, checking the propagation. Sporadic key has been pretty faint in SoCal. Yeah, I hear there. I don't know, Greg, if you've been listening to any field day stuff. 40 meters was pretty lousy. 20 meters was lousy. 15 meters was lousy. Not a thing on 10. But that doesn't mean the cloud can happen. So it says Central California can have an E-cloud hovering. And he's listening on 085. We'll see what happens. See if we can get some of the wacky, wild stuff. It has been known to happen. Thanks for joining us tonight out there near Big Bear, I think. Let's go over to SWL 48. Shortwave listener 49.
Hey, hello, Dennis, the 49er checking in Mobile from Blackstone Avenue. Running a bunch of tubes in the Mobile tonight, a bunch of 6JU6 courtesy of the old Sonar BR21. So hopefully it is sounding okay and making it out to your neck of the woods. Wishing everyone a great evening, and hope your guys' weekend is going well for you so far. So thank you very much for the check-in, Dennis.
All right, I just had to put up the S-meter display full screen to show the great signal 20 over. The great audio, and this is a mobile. Sounds like he's at a base, and this nice, easy forward movement on the S-meter. Almost, not quite control carrier, but just nice and easy. Doesn't sound stressed or pinched or overdriven at all. If you hadn't told me you were in the mobile, I never would have guessed it. So we're getting you checked in, and drive carefully. It's crazy out there, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, yeah, thanks again. It's pretty cool to look down on the floor here and see a bunch of glowing 6JU6s. So glad to hear it's doing good, and again, we appreciate the check-in. Take care, take care.
All right, almost sounds like your aeronautical mobile. There's a little tiny bit of a whine behind your signal. And the audio is great. Like I said, it looks good on the S meter as well, so it's working. So there you go. We'll give you an old tube radio mobile check-in. All right, thanks for checking in. Pretty cool stuff. Not many people running tubes in the mobile. Although back in the day, check out some of that stuff from W6AM. Running the Cadillac Kilowatt, and I'll guarantee there was some plenty of tubes involved with that. Let's go to SWL50. I can't get the mouse to work. Let me try the other mouse. Does it work? All right, it goes to 50, and I click, and see, it doesn't happen. Nothing happens. So I've got two Mises. I hate Mises two pieces. Let's go to 50. And you can't check in if you don't stop talking. SWL 51. Dave was on the video side. 305 Sanger, I've got you if you can't hear me anyway. You are checked in. I saw you on the video. Let's go to SWL 52. SWL 53, Bob Berler checked in earlier. Checking out the window, see what's going on. There's no fires, that's good. We've got a cosmic check-in for SWL 54. Let's go to SWL 55. SWL 56.
Good evening, Dennis and the net. 56, just for kicks.
All right, I need you to come over and kick some of this equipment here. Give it a rap or a kick or something. Anyway, you're sounding good as always, and thanks for stopping by the Old Tube Radio Network.
Hey, Dennis?
This is Dennis, over.
I heard my number 53 there. Checking in there, brother.
All right, we got you checked in. I know you stopped by earlier, but thanks for hanging out with us, and I've got you checked in, over.
Okay, 10-4. Have a good one. Appreciate it.
All right, so where am we at? 56 is in. I'll put the X in the square. 53 is there. Let's BDA, Brown Dog Audio, SWL 57. And now my mouse is working. It's working without incident. Well, that's nice. We'll see if it works for a couple more check-ins. I do believe I saw BDA. Brown Dog is in there. Says liking the outfit. Yeah, we've got. They found the Woody costume for me tonight because I couldn't get the tie on around my neck. So this is the best we can do. I hope they don't. There's no copyright thing going on with this, and they don't. Who owns that? Walt Disney Company, who I used to work for, believe it or not, does not axe the video. I'm probably not. They probably don't. They probably said this guy's a clown. All right, 57 is in. Over to SWL 58. And I will get Jeremy checked in. He is probably doing field day somewhere in Tennessee. Let's go to SWL 59. Live from his appearance on ORN and here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Saturday night is sort of a beacon of a plethora of citizen band on the air stuff. I wonder, there's probably many other things as well, but thanks for those who join us, the old radio night, and getting on the air all at the same time. All right, and Brown Dog, thanks for the side note about the World Radio Eli Cook Memorial going on right now. Let's go over to SWL 60.
Thank you much here, Dennis, and evening time to all the fellow OTRCBers there for sure. SWL60 checking in.
All right, checking in and checked in. Yeah, we got a good crew tonight. I think we got more people out of town than in town tonight. People in town are staying cool, whatever that is, and typically is not in front of the radio. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, Dennis.
Oh, and I got a note. I think you talked to one of our digital SWL stations last Sunday. Anyway, they're giving you a shout out here.
Talking to me, Dennis?
Yeah, I think you might have talked. It might have been on sideband. Not sure, to one of the digital SWLs here that's up in BC.
Yeah, I did. In fact, I was going to mention something about it. Yeah, they complimented my Hustler radio. I thought I got a blast out of it.
Yeah, that's Albert and the gang, who have been out here for a long, long time. They join us up in the balcony with their items of interest. Always have a good time, and we've heard them a couple of times, once or twice coming through direct here on YAM. But anyway, they're giving you a shout out, and a shout out going back. We should be getting more of that as cycle 25 starts getting good. I expect us to be chatting with more of the SWLs from near and far out. Thank you, Joe.
Well, thank you, Dennis, and I really enjoyed it.
All right, let's see if I'm making it down wherever that is. SWL 61, hello, Copenhagen.
61, checking in, Dennis.
All right, it helps when it's not super duper noisy on the frequency. You're sounding good here in Midtown Fresno, and I've got you checked in.
Thank you, sir. I don't know, I missed last weekend, but the weekend before I tried checking in, but I don't know if you ever heard me or not.
Let's see. Yeah, I got a proxy, so somebody proxied you in, or I did that myself, but you're definitely sounding good tonight, and there is no noise to speak of.
Yeah, it's the best night I've heard in a while. Thanks, Dennis.
All right, thanks. Let's see. I need to, if I can get the mouse to work, to put up the REA meter. Oh, look at that. It's not working. Did it go bad? Okay. Why is the REA meter not working? Let's see if it's got response time. All right. That's another bad sign that something is off here tonight. Weird. All right, I may have to totally reset that. Another thing broken. Let me go back to the screen. I'll just turn it off and I'll bring it back up again. Let's go over to, the radios aren't broken. Our tube radios are ready to go. We'll be getting to them shortly. Let's go to SWL 62. See what's happening in North Dakota tonight. Let's try SWL 63. Was Butterbean on ORN tonight? Somebody let me know. I'll get him checked in. SWL 64. SWL 65. I'll get Eric checked in. He was sounding good last night on the Ditch Banks sideband. I don't know where he was, but he had a good signal on sideband. Uh-oh, and I think somebody just said Fresno. Maybe it was me. All right, now I'm having trouble with the J38 key. Let's go to SWL 66. SWL 67. I will get, if I can get the mouse to work. Yeah, that's better. I just put that over there. All right, 67, Bill proxied in over to SWL 68. And Michael is in, New York 157. We've got you checked in. SWL 69. Kenny is in. He came in early when I actually had the first video up before everything crashed. So Kenny, if you're listening out there in Tulsa, we got you checked in. Uncle Hairball, don't worry. I do the same thing. Sometimes you get so busy, or whatever you're doing is so engrossing or exciting, or maybe not, that you forget that you haven't eaten anything. And then you sit down and you think, man, why do I have a headache? And you realize, somebody throw me a carrot, right? Let's get something going. All right, go, Uncle Hairball, you are excused. If you were here, we'd send you down to the green room. I'm not sure what we have in store tonight, but we will find out. Let's go to, see if he's in the mobile. He's probably out doing field day, SWL 70. And I will get Mark checked in. Sometimes he does field day. You never know. SWL 71. I will get Stan checked in because I bet he is, if he's not out doing a field day, he's probably doing a, what is it called? A Class 1D. That's what I was doing today. Class 1D, or maybe a 1C, or a whatever. But he's out there, no doubt. So 71 is checked in. Have to get up in the morning. I hope the conditions are better than they were tomorrow morning than they were today. SWL 72. SWL 73. Yeah, when all this is over, I will do a full regular reboot, not one of those Windows is shutting down, things. I will take command of that, so maybe things will happen. SWL, let's see, 73. No, SWL 74 for a proxy check-in. SWL 75. Sorry this is taking so long. It's just hard to get the mouse to move around here. Let's try SWL 76. SWL 77. So I'm going to put a proxy in for 1017, which I will do. Over to, and I know he's here. I saw him earlier. SWL 78. You're probably running some tubes himself. So Richard, I did see you in there. Got you checked in. Don't know if you're out doing any field day items, but good luck if you are. SWL 79. Yeah, 70. I was trying to get the 78 to say checked in. I have to click in, so if it doesn't say checked in, it's because I'm having trouble with the mouse here. And let's go to SWL 80. Yeah, the bands have been dead. And they were great last night. On Friday night, we were on, a group of us on 40 meters, and all these stations were coming in saying, and we're testing our stations, and they were running 20 watts with wire antennas, and they all sounded great. That was Friday night. Of course, that's not the official field day. It was some people setting stuff up. All right, let me see what we're going to do here. I think it is that time. It is that time. Is the REA meter? I got to bring it up. I'll see if that's coming up. And it is definitely dead, so I won't worry about that. But what I do want to do is check in with Bob and Steve here tonight.
27.085 OTR, channel 11.
And whoopee is right for tonight. What kind of whoopee can we do? Episode 121 on the Old Tube Radio Network for July 25th, 2022. Says, today the Girl Scouts set up the lemonade stand out on the corner, but they had to raise their price this year to $1 a cup. Holy cow. Police and firemen, first cup is free. I think that's a good idea, and it's well worth $1. I know I had a few myself. The Jingle Singers got floats for the pool that say OTR on them. I was wondering, somebody had it upside down. It looked like RTO. I'm thinking, did you rent those? No, it was OTR. The red and white and blue look good on the warm blue water. Well, there's the nice cool water, but yes, I think it's a requirement. We have a safety inspections, you know. And so we want to make sure that everybody is safe in the pool. At a garage sale, Grandpa's Johnson Viking 2 with the Collins 398. Wow, with the Collins 398 receiver. Now that would be a good combination. The 390A goes to 11 meters, of course, so use that as a receiver. D104 for Mike 333. Yeah, that's a good price. 333 is a great price. Now, if you open the 390A and there's nothing inside of it, I don't know. Probably just the Collins mechanical filters. If it has any inside of that 390A, it will be worth 333. I have two 390As. I haven't fired them up for a long time, but maybe if I ever create the old tube radio room, we will have them in there. Great receivers. It's just changing bands is, you got to have a nice wrist to do that, because it's a lot of mechanical twisting and turning, but they're pretty cool. At the bar tonight from Oklahoma City, Mama Lou's Restaurant, fresh chicken stir fry, Ambrose salad with hot rolls. Oh, I'm in for the hot rolls and butter. Tea and coffee are on Bob and Steve. Maybe some iced coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I'm thinking the iced coffee would be good. Have a good weekend. We're getting low on fish food, so go into Costco, because we don't want to forget to feed those fish for sure. So we'll see you in a bit. Thanks, guys.
27.0850 TR Channel 11.
All right, I think I just found out why the REA meter is not working. There it is. And that was because when I plugged in the non-wireless mic, I was out of space. So I just randomly unplugged something, and I said, what the heck is this? And I didn't know. And it was the REA meter. It was the USB over to the control box. So that's back. And at least that's functional. Put the REA meter up there, and that works better than the other mouse. All right, continuing the directed net roll call. We're on page 4. We will be checking in radios if you're warming stuff up. Maybe you can stand outside the doorway where it's cool, and then run back in when we do the radios. We are looking for SWL81. We will give Steve Areno a check-in. SWL82.
82, checking in from the ditch banks of Biola. On the AM side tonight.
And sounding loud. I don't know what radio you've got, but it's a different sound for your YAM modulation.
Yeah, we got the good old heavy duty CB out here, so anyway, thanks for the show, and good evening, and stay cool.
All right, trying to do that. I think maybe the computer didn't stay cool. Maybe that's what the problem is with that tonight. Anyway, you're sounding great. And just a reminder, Friday evenings, 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on 36 lower sideband here in Central California. The Ditch Banks sideband net, controlled by that voice you just heard out in the Ditch Banks of Biola. And last night, where was it? Indiana? We had some east side check-in, sounding pretty good.
Yeah, had Canada, Illinois, Buffalo, New York. So that's pretty cool.
All right, well, there you go. All right, sounding good. We'll catch you on the Ditch Bank sideband net, and thanks for jumping on the AM side. And Richard, I agree, time to label the cable. The reason it was in there is I was testing it, and it's normally in a different position, so that was the open port. And I was looking, I thought that was the camera I unplugged, but I should have noticed that the camera didn't go down. So anyway, yeah, I don't have the USB cable. Everything else behind the rack here is pretty much labeled, including the AC power cords. That's the worst one when you want to go plug something in, you don't know what the heck you're unplugging. So I will endeavor to be better. Thanks for reminding me. Let's go to SWL 84. I will get Jerry checked in as well as 86, 87, and 88. That's the Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl. Over to SWL 89. Hey, I don't know what you got fired up, but it's making it to Midtown Fresno. Hello, 84.
Roger. Yeah, we thought we would try to get back in the swing of things there. Thanks, Dennis. And we'll take a side step here and eavesdrop there. Roger.
Hello there, Midtown Fresno.
Yeah, hello, Midtown Fresno. Hello, 84. Yeah, sounding good. Yeah, you're not quite as loud as you are on the big radio on 40 meters, but it's sounding good. Good to have you aboard tonight. Thanks for listening.
Check.
And who was that who said hello, Midtown Fresno? Anyway, you're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark. We will be talking about and talking with some of the classic tube radios that graced the CB 11-meter scene from the late 50s all throughout the 60s and most of the 70s. Our radio operators will be joining us in a moment. Right now we're on the direct-to-net roll call of the shortwave listeners, streaming live at oldtuberadio.net right now, and there's also a link to a YouTube video, which I think is happening regardless of my computers not working. And of course, always catch us over the air on 27085 on Saturdays starting at 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Looking for SWL 90. Contact, go ahead, over.
Hey, Dennis, lead chicken 70 mobile unit 444.
All right, no, I called you. I thought you might be in the mobile, and I thought, well, maybe you were in your 1A, 1D, 1C station, but here you are, giving us a point and checking in, sounding good.
Thanks, man.
All right, thanks for stopping by. SWL 70 live and direct from the mobile radio. Over to SWL 91, and Felix has checked in there. Thanks, Felix. I've managed not to blow things up after the fact here, so we'll see if we can get through all of it. Always enjoy you joining us and staying up late, staying up until through Sunday morning to listen for those tube radios. Over to SWL 92, SWL 93, shortwave listener 95, SWL 96.
Good evening, Dennis. This is Dennis out on the ditch bank here in the great town of Kerman. Chevy Inn, number 96.
All right, 96 is in, 95 is in from beautiful Orlando, Florida. I'm straightening out my vest here on the Woody costume, and good to hear you live and direct. I'm glad we have some conditions tonight. All right, that's a nice thing. Yeah, the band is quiet. It's field. I figured the atmosphere would be charged up with everybody saying CQ Field Day, but maybe not. Thanks for checking in. And I don't know what it is. They're talking about food on the chat or lack thereof, and I don't even think I had dinner tonight. It's just like, I forgot. I was so busy putting stuff up. Chrissy is saying, and Chrissy, you do a good job with all the extra effort you put out on the Old Tube Radio Network. So if you don't have a recipe, that's always okay. In fact, I came across a picture of, and I don't have it, I should have put it up, of my first attempt at the tater tot. in the nice bowl. It was so good. I'll make it again. I've got that recipe. So that is one of the my faves around the house here. So if you got one next week for something, I'm sure people will be writing it down. Let's go to SWL 97. SWL 98. I'll get Tracy checked in. I think I heard Tracy last night on the Ditch Banks sideband net. Might be able to hear him AM. We actually have some good conditions tonight. And is somebody going to order pizza? If somebody orders pizza, I'm in. Although I'm pretty finicky. I'll be picking off just about everything. Well, I didn't advertise the Echo link, but I think it's up and running, and sometimes Tony will jump in there, but I don't see him tonight, so I will get McClellanville, South Carolina. Tony, oh yeah, Tony's probably doing field day. That's where Tony is, so I'll get him checked in. Let's do SWL 102. The guy got us started off. Oh, and that reminds me that today, this is the 8th week of our 8-week roster. So, of course, John has a perfect 8 weeks attendance, so you'll be in the running yet again for Double Zero. I think it's only happened once or twice in all the time we've been doing this, that someone gets re-picked as Double Zero and gets to do a 16-week stint. So anyway, you'll be in the running. Thanks for checking in. Let's go to SWL 103. SWL 109.
Good evening, Dennis. Crawdad 109 checking in.
All right, good loud audio. I missed you last night on the Ditch Banks net, but you're sounding good here on AM tonight. You've got an X in the square. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Dennis.
All right, something different for radio. Hello, XYQ 1620 Part 15 Certified Alternative Music. We have, I think our 1620 here was a Radio Disney station. Or maybe you're using one of those, what is it, a Schlockwood 200 from the Innovonics guide to get the audio boosted up for the low power stations. Let's go to SWL 110. Shortwave listener 111. Let me see if Bob was checking. Yeah, 56 minutes ago. Checking in. Can't make it on the stream at all. All right, I do have the crossband up. It's been actually working a little bit better, but if you're listening, Robert, got you checked in out there in beautiful Reedley Town, SWL 113. John's saying you can be a slacker again. That's funny. Well, yeah, like I said, we don't penalize late check-ins, so as long as I'm on the air, we'll get you checked in no matter when it is. Let's see, 1:30. I didn't hear Tom on the Friday night. Let's go to SWL 114.
114 checking in.
114. Hello, Wayne. We've got you checked in tonight on the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks.
Thank you.
128, SWL 128. Let me check the page and see what's going on. Okay, I'm too close to the microphone here. Oh, checking in. Thanks, John. You are definitely right. It's definitely hard to say goodbye after after a long run like that. It is definitely part of the whole situation. Got you checked in. Don't know if you're doing field day or not, but maybe we'll hear you out there giving some points or making some contacts. Thanks for stopping by tonight on the Old Tube Radio Network. And speaking of sliding in under the wire, 23 Skidoo. I was wondering, why are we so late? We had a major computer crash at the beginning of the program here. and things are not as they seem. So I'm sort of slogging along, and it appears that everything is okay. So all that is good. Anyway, thanks for jumping in. The Old Tube Radio Network. Getting ready to check in some radios here very shortly. 128 is in, SWL 131. And then out to the north and west side of Fresno here for SWL 133. Wow, signal really weak tonight, but I got you checked in. Okay. Dave is in SWL 135. Mr. Green Arrow checked in over the crossband earlier today.
K6QLT, SWL 135, checking in.
I had to find my other microphonium buried between all the stuff here. You're still sounding good, and you are still checked in. KB6GFD.
Thank you very much, Dennis. KD6QLT.
135 from the crossband over to SWL 137. Great, now my J38 key, the little slide bar is coming loose, and it keeps keying up the radio if I move the wrong way. It's like one of those nightmare things. Everything goes wrong. Actually, it's good. Everybody's checking in. The radios are fine, so we're having a great time. Let's see if Tony is in SWL 145. I managed to actually be around Friday morning for the Early Risers Net, and I managed to get one of the questions right. Hello, 145.
Good evening, Dennis. 145 checking in from Course Code.
All right, checking in and sounding good here on AM. Hope you're having a great day and trying to stay cool.
Yeah, I think the wife's going to drop me off at field day tomorrow, go do some grocery shopping, and come back and pick me up, Roger.
All right, sounds like a good thing. I think it goes through till, 11 a.m., and then they do the tear down. So hopefully you get in there and check it out. Thanks for listening.
Okay, thanks for the check-in. Yeah, 11 o'clock would be just about right. I don't want to be out there too long. It'll start getting too hot.
Yeah, no, it should be good in the morning. You can see from if you're looking at the video, anybody, there's a little breeze blowing, but I'm sure it's a 90-degree breeze. So that usually will translate into a little bit of air conditioning in the AM. Talk to you later.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. How does this thing sound tonight?
It sounds good. Let's see. Come back again. We'll put the S meter up and give you a radio check.
Okay, hello, radio check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
All right, the noise level is below S3. You are in S6, so you are well above the noise level here at Net Control.
Okay, appreciate it, Dennis. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for checking in. Over to SWL 147. Neil is in. And he stopped by earlier with his message that I said I wasn't going to, or I was going to try and remember where it was. And of course now I don't, and find out what's going on from here. Here it is. Happy Field Day from 147. Radio very quiet all day. Indeed, it was here. It was quiet all over. Bad conditions on 40, minimal on 20. I don't even think there was anything going on 15. I could barely hear the FT8 stations there. 20 meters was active, but not real hot. Yeah, I agree. Weather was great. It was great here if you like 105 degrees. Although the humidity at 15%, it feels like temperature is the same as the actual temperature. Not one of those. It's 72 degrees, but it feels like 112. Thanks, Neil, for checking in. And if you're doing field day, good luck. All right, over to, and Bobby's been around the band today trying to open up. Sometimes he's one of those guys that's got the right kind of station that if you can break open the layers, he can do it. But it didn't work today. SWL 188. And he was on the video chat earlier, so I'll get Bobby checked in. Let's head up to Course Gold, where it might be a few degrees cooler than it is here in Fresno. SWL 195. And Bobby, I see you. Got you checked in. Thanks for stopping by. How about Jim up in Corscold? That's WL 195. And then over to SWL 226. And anybody else, and I'll take a break here. I absolutely cannot reboot the computer because it's 45 minutes of putting everything back in. It already did that by itself, but I will try that. Maybe it will help out. The mouse I have to take apart, I think, to fix whatever little piece in there isn't working. And somebody's asking about, I'm trying to not fall out of my chair, about the Woody costume. This was thanks to Charlie and Chet, because of my dermatological encounter. I can't put on a tie or anything around my neck. So they came up with this, saying, you know, if you can't do the Mo Rocca thing, you can probably do the Woody thing and get away with it. So we've got the Woody outfit. I've got some matching boots, but we can't see that, and it's pretty comfortable. Look good. So as long as the Walt Disney Company doesn't take this whole thing off of YouTube for copyright violations, we will be good. Back in a moment here on the Old Tube Radio Network with however many radios we get. When it's 100 degrees, you know, you might not want to sit in the radio room and fire up a tube radio, but we will see what happens. So we'll be back in a moment or two as I reconnoiter for the tube radios. Well, I think it's ready, but you never know.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Okay, the levels are a bit funky, but I think it's working. We'll see how this works with the mouse the way it is. If I can actually get into the Rolodex on the radios here, we'll find out. Your Old Tube Radio Network. Let me get back on camera here. My name is Dennis, Net Controller. For those just tuning in, joining us wherever you might be, right here in Central California, 27085 at oldtuberadio.net, which is functioning, I think. Hello to our new stations. Oakland, California, Redondo Beach, my old stomping grounds. Spokane, Washington, San Bernardino, and the boys from Squamish, of course, up in the balcony. There is a link to a YouTube video which is actually sort of going on now. Many of you are there as well, watching and listening, and including, looks like, is that Brian joining us? KC9KUH, I do believe. Anyway, let's start with radios. I brought up the tube radio list, which has nary an item on it, and we'll stand by and see if we can't get a couple of check-ins here on the Old Tube Radio Network.
84.
Hello, 84. If you can hear me, I'm hearing you pretty good here at about 9:30 in the PM. And whatever you got is working. Tell us about it, and we will get it checked in. Over.
Yeah, Roger. There, Dennis. Well, good evening. It's been a long time, but we have been getting some HF airtime there. We're doing really, really good physically. So all is well here in this camp. Hope all is well in your camp. We're bringing up a 23S9, the Browning 23S9 transmitter, and a Browning R2700A receiver. Harvey actually went through it here probably close to a year ago there, Dennis, but doggone, this is the first time we've even had it on. So we've had our antenna down, took the tower almost all the way down to the second, I should say the bottom level there, and we had to do that because my coax ran through an attic, a roof vent down and through the attic and into the radio room, but we were getting ready to contemplate selling the house, so we wanted to get the house tinted, termites inspected and all that good stuff. We had to take this thing down. We still don't have it permanent, but doggone, we ran the LMR 400 from the tower, right across the grass into the house and into the radio. So, to put a long story short, we're jumping up and down, but definitely Mickey Mouse out here. Okay, Dennis, we'll take stand by here. Good to hear you in here, my friend. It's been a while. So we'll just kind of eavesdrop until the duration, I should say, for the duration. So 84, standing by.
All right. Well, your story sometimes is similar to mine about sometimes when things get taken down, it's hard to put them back up. But where there is a will, there is a way. And so, like I said, it's been good to hear you on, because I didn't have my HF stuff set up, and I set that up, and it says, man, you're sounding good there. So it's good to have you back on the higher bands here, or I should say the higher frequencies, the lower bands, doing a good job both ways. The radio sounds good, nice and clear. The signal is, I don't know about S5, but the audio is, of course, is perfect Browning audio. And what was the transmitter on that pair again?
Roger, it's a 23S9 transmitter in the R2700A receiver. Roger.
All right, I've got the right one on the screen. It's just a little bit difficult the way that my mouse is working to make sure I get the right the right photo engaged, and indeed it is. Sounding good here on the Old Tube Radio Network tonight, our first glow-in-the-dark radio at the 23S9 and the R2700A. That's the one that sort of helped put Browning on the map, I think. People realize that you pay a little extra money and you get something well-built, and who would have thought? It's sounding great well into the 21st century. Thanks for joining us tonight, and I hope we'll hear more from you in upcoming episodes. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. I want to see if the jingle singers if the link to the jingle singers is up and running. I think it is, so we'll give it a shot here on OTR.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, for music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
Station for you, OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network, and we are listening for radio number 2. And hello, 60. I'm still struggling with this mouse here. I thought I fixed it, but no way. Take a transmission, sir. I hear you over.
Yeah, we kind of jumped the gun there too quick. Forgot we had to wait a second or two there to key up. Dennis, I'd like to check in my Johnson Messenger 2. And, of course, with this little helper in line. I think they said it was 10 tubes. That's right. 10 tubes, 10 channels. Looking back at you.
All right, 10 tubes, the 10 and 10. I know it's definitely a 10 channel radio. Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm struggling with some stuff here that ain't working. Yeah, so give me a transmission. You are Radio 2. E.F. Johnson, maker of fine transmitters. Up until that time, then they got into 11 meters, and they had, like Browning, they had a hit on their hand with the earlier model of that, the Johnson Viking, which I think was 5 channels. This was the upgrade of that with, I think, a little bit better receive capabilities, extra channels, but still a great receiver and a really cool transmitter. Back to you.
Yeah, doggone it. It took a little while to warm up. I have to give it a chance to warm up. It starts on a certain channel, and then slowly I drifted over to 11 to put her on. But she has a little helper, little Wyossi JBL, a JBL alongside of it. So I'm hoping that it's given it the necessary help that it needs. I know these old tubers are a little weak in their transmits, and sometimes in the receive. But she's doing the best she can do with 10 tubes. She's giving you the best she can do. Back to you.
It's doing good. You're getting some comments from the SWLs about the nice audio, which I will confirm. Nice and clean, not overmodulated, not mushy. I'll check the frequency on the next go-around, see how it's doing. Speaking of how it's doing, what microphone are you running? Because originally those were hardwired with a microphone. Sometimes they will have a mic plug where you can dial something in, but I know you're doing something with the audio because it sounds good.
Yeah, well, doggone it, Dennis, this is a Lollipop.
A D104 powered Lollipop. And it was, like you say, hardwired at one time there. Harvey put a plug on the side, so I'm able to disconnect and plug up to it without having to cut wires and trying to do that mess. Yeah, she's got a plug on the side now, on the left side, on the side of the volume. And doggone it, it just made it a little bit more convenient for changing mics.
Indeed it does. I do have a picture of one that looks like it has the plug installed. You had to kind of snip around the metal convection cooling case to get it in there, but it does do its thing. I went to the 0 beat. Yeah, and you move a little bit on frequency, not too much, maybe about 20 or 30 cycles when you key down, or is it key up? I never know. But it kicks in at 27084.8, right in where it needs to be. 10 with 23 tunable receive on the channels. That will go 12 volt DC or 115 volt AC depending on the cable you have. There were two models, I think. It wasn't a cable thing. It was actually two different models of radios, the 162 and the 163. I think the 163 was the 115 volt, but I could be wrong. At oldtuberadio.com, there is a schematic, unless you have Sam's photo fact number 5, and then you will find information on page 148. Back in the day, if you had $170 and some change for tax, you could walk home with that. And we are getting it for free here tonight in the Old Tube Radio, thanks to Joe. Back to you for transmission. Thanks for bringing it by.
Thank you, Dennis. Doggone it, always a pleasure on his end. Yeah, that would have been kind of hard, $170-odd in that time there for sure. Hey, okay, we'll see if we can get another one warmed up there. Doggone it, thanks, Dennis.
All right, thanks for bringing it by on the Old Tube Radio Network. Real radios glowing in the dark, what we do best, and we have been doing that thanks to our collector radio operators for, like 37 years here on Saturday evening, so not bad. We are listening for radio number 3. And Richard, that's a good question. I think I see where you're coming from. Does it drift on the warm-up on all channels, or just only on one? So that would indicate maybe a crystal issue as opposed to some other item. I don't know. As we only talk and listen on channel 11. But you can hear it wasn't moving too far. It does have, as you heard at the beginning, a little bit of, it takes a while for the audio. When the radio's been sitting and you haven't transmitted on it, it takes about 2 seconds for the audio to actually ramp up and come up. So that's another issue. But once you get it keyed down and talk on it, it works quite well. Trying the jingle singers one more time here, the Old Tube Radio Network, and if they can see me waving my hands, here we go.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. Your favorite spot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
And we are listening for radio number 3. I think it was 105 today here in the Central Valley. It's supposed to be 106 tomorrow. So a lot of people are not hanging out in the radio room and warming up the tubes, but we appreciate those who do stop by tonight.
How about one from the Radio Lounge?
Yeah, the Radio Lounge is the place to be tonight. I don't have my thing that says, I can't move this. This is so weird. I can't erase the previous radio. Go ahead with the Radio Lounge. Over.
Okay, well, first and foremost, I got to say, please accept my deepest sympathies for your loss. That's just really sad. I'm sorry about that. But I'll purposely switch gears real quick and turn it to this Robin T123 that I'm on with the Magic Eye.
All right, I will find the Magic Eye radio, and I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to insert another radio to get rid of the other one. Let's see if that works. No. Oh, there it is. All right, good. I won't touch a thing. We'll put it up on the queue. Looking good. And yeah, the radio lounge is the place to be. I imagine I see some breezes blowing behind me. I did not open the window far enough to let the wind noise come into the microphone, but I'm assuming it's a little nice out there. And I can see through all the garbage here. Most people are out at the pool here tonight at the Old Tube Radio Network rather than staying in the green room.
You know, that's funny. That's where I was a short time before the show started this evening. And it always puts a smile on my face. I don't even know if you remember, but years ago, I think it was probably when I had my mag mount antenna on top of the air conditioner, which of course is on top of my roof. But I know there's at one point in time, I think I had this exact radio out literally on the pool side, on the pool deck, and I can't remember if I had someone else key it up for me, which was probably the case, or I don't know if I just did the lock to talk button on this thing and actually jumped off and did a cannonball and it got my big splash transmitted over the AM airwaves. But I'm not poolside right now. You're right. It is a little bit breezy out, or I shouldn't say breezy. It's a little windy outside. I went out to check the hummingbird feeder a little while ago after I got out of the pool. But we're not poolside right now. We're playing it very safe. No electrical shocks or falling off large rocks.
Yeah, make sure the cord isn't long enough so that they're okay, now what's going on? So that the radio will do bad things, but the radio is actually doing good things. It sounds good. The Robin T123, not one of the Panasonic chassis number 2, I think. It may be one of the earlier ones, but you got to love the Magic Eye. It's a compromise. You get an extra tube in there to put some heat, but it's cool enough where it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, you're correct in that. That is kind of interesting. I don't remember exactly how many tubes this has versus my 123B. If it does have one less tube, that's funny because the B gets way hotter than this guy. Well, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to go dig up the Sam's Photofax with that 123 Bravo in there.
Yeah, I have a way to do that, but because of my system's not working right, I can't load the item that might tell me how many tubes there are, or perhaps where you could find it in the Sam's Photofax. I suppose you can always, try and look how many little glowing things are in there, but it's got the Magic Eye. It's good. It's on frequency, good enough for us tonight. And it's doing a good thing, and probably a lot safer than standing on a rock.
Yeah, that's for sure. Although I do have to say that was absolutely exhilarating. I'm sorry it was not 11 meters. I'm definitely sorry it didn't have vacuum tubes, what I was using up there. But nonetheless, it was still absolutely, like I said, exhilarating. Yes, a little bit on the embarrassing side. There were a lot of people up there, a lot of folks that were kind of looking at me like I was strange. So I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. I get that look all the time.
This is the getting a strange look frequency. It has to do with. I remember early before cell phones were a thing, and they had the big bag phones. You'd have your HT. out there and someone would say, oh, you have one of those portable phones. It's like, well, not really. Now they look at it and it doesn't look like a cell phone these days. So now you go back into the super geek mode. Radio number 3, the Robin T123. This was their radio that was built up until 1972 that was replaced by the T123B. And doggone it, they didn't put that magic eye tube. So sounding good. Thanks for bringing it by.
Thank you.
All right, sorry, something is keying up my radio without me doing it. All right, that should be better. There are a lot of gremlins in the shack here tonight.
Rayco TR.
Hey there, I was just looking at the time. Probably won't stay out too long tonight because it's warm, but I do want to give everybody a chance to check in. We possibly have a radio number 4 here at 9:50. Hello, Harvey.
Hey, Roger. Did Chris, number 37, check in?
He indeed did check in on the SWL side.
He did not?
He indeed did check in, over.
Dang, I missed him. I must have fallen asleep. I wonder if Chris is still out there. Hey, Chris? Okay. So Chris didn't check in as Chris, did he?
Chris did not check in his Chris. He hasn't checked in a radio yet. That not to say that he won't, but he hasn't.
Okay. Well, then I'll check in my Chris, 23 plus.
Okay, it will be radio number 4, and it sounds good. I believe that is one of the Panasonic chassis, and it has got some good tubes in it because it's got nice, clear audio.
Okay, amplified D104. Okay, since it's been quiet tonight, I'll mention something, if you say I've got enough time, about the Chris 23 plus.
Yes, I am fighting with my mouse to get a picture of said radio, which we have now, so people can see it. It has that Panasonic look, which is a good thing because it is. I think it was their lesser model. It doesn't have all the lights like a Robin, but it does have, the squelch, volume, something, another control, and at least it's got a mod light. But tell us about the Chris 23 Plus over.
Okay. I couldn't fix this one for about 4 years, on and off. And I finally figured it out once I took a deep breath and kind of really thought about what I was doing. Couldn't get it to receive worth anything. Barely could get it to transmit. Okay, this is the Chris 23 Plus. Now, Sam's Photo Facts, book number 45, has this radio. However, it says that the output modulator tube is a 6AQ5. 6AQ5. Well, this one has a 6BQ5 in it. And I thought, well, okay, a late change. Big deal. Well, something I did not notice until about 3 days ago was under the meter, this has the SRF switch. Okay, this one. Well, Sam's Photo Fact says the switch is a range boost switch. I go, whoa, wait a second here. What else might there be different? Well, in this radio, two of the receive tubes were 6AN8s. 6AN8s. Well, that's what's in the Sam's photo fact, also 6AN8, but with a 6AQ5 modulator. So I thought, okay, let me go on the internet and see what I can find. Well, lo and behold, using my phone, I found the OTR rig database, first thing that popped up. And you had an owner's manual listed. I looked at it, and it's got a tube layout. And in there, it says 6BQ5 for the modulator, but those two particular receive tubes are 6BL8s. 6 Bravo Lima 8. And I go, oh, okay. And then I looked at the front of the radio, and it had an SRF switch. So I go, really? They made a major change. So I grabbed a couple of 6BL8s, because I believe they're in the 123B Roberts. And I stuck them in, and amazingly, I now have received.
Yeah, someone was going by the book. They were going by the wrong book. I'm looking at that same information where it says the tube complement, the 11 tubes, and indeed the 6BQ5 and the 6 for the first RF amp and the second mixer, second oscillator, the 6BL8s. 12AX7, of course. So yeah, it seems like, why would it not be similar to the other ones, similar to the other Panasonics? And I always thought that was funky, the SRF switch. Like, why not just put it, on the relay like most radios have, rather than have the meter, go dead and then have to switch it on one and then have it go dead and switch it back. I always wondered, that seemed like the stupidest thing to do, to switch the meter like that. But it would have been nice to have the range boost, but you got it working, you figured it out, and all thanks to the oldtuberadionetwork.com thing.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I sat with this thing for I don't know how long, and all of a sudden now it's working. I had other problems with it that I created, but I fixed it, so there we go. Gary up there in Sacramento had sent out a Chris 23 Plus, and I couldn't get it to receive or transmit, and it went back to him, I think a couple weeks ago, and I can't remember which model it is, so I'm upset with myself. However, for those people who have Chris 23 Plus, and they've got the SAMs, and they go, hey, got to get this to work, the tube complement with the SRF switch and the 6BQ5, those two other tubes should not be 6AN8s. They should be 6BL8s. You can go to the OTR website and rig database Chris 23 Plus, and you get the Chris 23 Plus installation and operations instructions. Unfortunately, there is no schematic with it. However, if you go to the Robin T123B, I believe has the BL8 tube, but there's no SAM schematic. However, the T-Berry, T-something, whatever it is, the T blah blah blah, T-Command or whatever it is, they made two models of that, the 23 channel and the 40 channel one. If you get the schematic for the 23 channel one, that probably will be good for this radio that has the SRF switch in it. Okay? Because I broke the inductor T4 while I was tuning it. It stuck like they all do while you're turning it, and I kind of turned too hard and I broke the whole thing inside. Broke all the wires off and made a mess of it. So I stole T4 from a junker T123B, reinstalled that one in here, and it works just fine. Plus I checked it before I did it, and the resistors that are on T4, the capacitors that hook to it and all that, are identical. So I figured it would work. And the internal capacitors in T4, there's two of them, they were identical. So I swapped, and it works just fine. So the schematic, if you have this model, I would use the T-Berry one for this, as far as troubleshooting, etc. However, if you've got the oddball one that's got the range boost switch in it, and I assume they're out there somewhere, then you can use the Sam's Photo Fact. Little bit of information from a long-winded person.
All right, a true old buzzard transmission. Well, good to know. It's all archived on one of the audio streams if someone wants to rewind and get in, and they're trying to make their schematics work for something that's not the right item of interest. But good you found that on there. Sorry about the T4. Good you had another one, and the radio sounds great. Hope you're hearing me okay on the receive. The audio is nice. If you hear the playback, you will be pleased. It's not fuzzy, overmodulated, distorted, or anything. It's perfect. So no problem. And somebody's asking me what's in the green room. What's a drink? What do they do? Oh yeah, it was coffee, tea and coffee on Bob and Steve. So it's just it's your standard stuff, but on a night like this, it should be okay. So, all right, Harvey, it's good. We've got you logged in as radio. We actually got 4 radios tonight on, people are braving the 100-degree weather. I got the computer back up. I'm going to shut the whole thing down at the end here and reboot everything, but it seems to be working, as is the radio. So thanks for bringing it by, and I don't know if you got one more to do before we sign out, but we'll get it if you got it.
Of course I do. I'm using an amplified D104, turned up about 1/4. By the way, you can check my frequency. I think I'm the microphone that I originally was using with it, because it happened to be sitting here, was a Robin hand mic from a T123B. So these are wired the same. Anyway, let's see what else here. Well, that's about it. This one, the case is all beat up as far as the paint, so I may try and not sand it down, but kind of clean it up and paint it over and see what I get there. But I wanted to find out from Chris which model he had, but he went bye-bye, so that's my fault. Was that long enough to zero beat me?
Yeah, that was perfect. I'm trying to think in his prior check-ins. Dang it, this mouse is driving me nuts. that he does have the one with the SRF meter, regardless of whether there are actually two of them, and which one, maybe the other one resembles more, like you said, the Robin, but I think he's got the one with the SRF meter, but I have no idea about the tubes, if he would know what tubes are in it. 27084.6, so about, 400 low, so you're well within the range of goodness for the FCC, over.
What'd you say it was? 270 what?
27084.6, so it's about 400 cycles low, over.
I can fix that. Okay, let me see where I'm showing. That's what I'm actually showing. I thought I used to be a little low from you, where if I showed below, you were showing a hair high, but okay, I can fix this one. Get it up there. Alrighty. That's pretty good. Anyway, I'll let you go and fire up the other one.
Okay, sounds good. The old Tube Radio Network, Radio 4, the Chris 23 Plus, or something like it, depending on which version you have. But typically the one that I recall has the, let me see if I can get a close-up here, has the switchable SRF meter. The Chris 23 Plus was sort of plain. It did only have the modulation light. It did have the PA switch, and on the front, volume. And what is that third? Are you still there, Harvey? What is that third knob between the volume control and the mic plug? Something. All right. Anyway, we're counting and amounting on the old Tube Radio Network. Let's see if the jingle singers are functional here before we sign out. Take any radios that might be around OTR listening, perhaps.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us.
Old Tube Radio.
And be modern.
Quick Robin?
The quick Robin, go ahead. And we were talking about the Robins, and I think you might have the one that we were actually discussing that's similar a lot to the Chris 23 Plus. Go ahead, over.
Yeah, that's actually why I decided to flip this guy on, and thank goodness that it does have the instant on feature on this. Yeah, I left the room and I heard you guys talking about a Robin 123B, so I thought, let's do it. So here it is for your listening pleasure. It's got an unamplified mic, so I've got to scream into it to get this modulation lamp to do anything. And incidentally, I think that's why the 217 didn't work out quite so well last Saturday night. It was just too embarrassing to scream into it. But this one, well, even at the volume level I'm using right now, hopefully it's putting something out, because I wouldn't say that this modulation lamp is really lighting up, but I can tell that it's doing something.
It is doing something. It sounds good. I think you were actually louder on the other Robin, but this one is loud enough. I looked at the schematics, and in fact, this also uses the 6 BL8s and the first RF second mixer, so it looks like it's the same tube complement as it should be. I don't understand why the tube complements would be any different in all these radios. So that's a weird thing. Somebody had done some substitutions in the other one that are not good. Produced 1972 to 1976. Of course, that's when things changed and you needed 40 channels, and they had to kind of scrap that chassis. There's an operator's manual and a schematic, so that'll tell you where everything is at oldtuberadio.com. And we'll go back to you for one more transmission. It's sounding good, and maybe I'll get a frequency check on you as well. Go ahead.
In that case, I'm not going to stay keyed up too long, because I'm sure if
going to be less than ideal. But thanks for letting me check it in. Everyone sounds great. And good luck surviving the heat tomorrow. It's going to be another bad one.
It is. I see some wind coming up, so I don't know if we're having some, desert heat going on, or if we're going to have a pressure change, but the temperature is going to be the same. So maybe it will cool things down. Hopefully it's a breeze cooling things down for the people out doing the field day. You are 27084.6, so almost the same frequency shift as Harvey's there, about 300 to 400 cycles low, but certainly very close, and nothing to worry about.
Well, it's a Saturday night, and I get to play with a vacuum tube radio. There are never any worries. Yeah. I think I just sometimes are whenever they're not functioning correctly. But not in this case. Thanks for letting me check it in. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks for bringing it by. It might have a nice box. It might have nice tubes. It's got good audio, and it is here on the Old Tube Radio Network. That's what we like.
Okay, one more.
Check in. You'll be radio number 6, over. Go ahead, Harvey, over.
You're remembering the fact that my antenna is real low. So I'm never too sure if you're talking to me unless you say so. Okay, the Browning Golden Beagle R68T68 by Browning Laboratories. Custom D104 with the Browning medallion on the back of the D104. Yeah, gotta do this one. Alrighty. Sounds real good. I don't see why people didn't come in the radio room to check in their old tube radios. It must be cooler in the radio room than it was outside.
You would think, or else they have abandoned said radio rooms for air-conditioned haunts elsewhere and just haven't made it into the radio room. I could see that going on. Some of the stations tonight were out celebrating at restaurants or whatever. Of course, not everybody here in the Central Valley, and some of our stations are where it is, where they can stay cool, calm, and collected. But that's what we try to do here on the Old Tube Radio Network.
Hey, Roger. And hey, Mike, are you still out there?
Yes. Sorry, I'm shoving a quesadilla in my mouth. Yep.
Okay. Well, if you've got a few minutes, you know me, give me a phone call.
Okay, will do.
Okay, Dennis. That'll be it for me tonight. It is just so hot in this room. I was going to give a weather report, but basically, when I do that, I generally say the same thing. It's hot. It's Africa hot. And that's the weather in Fresno today. Okay, thank you, Dennis.
All right, thank you for bringing it by. I've finally learning how to use this broken mouse until I can get in. I know what the problem is, I think, so I have to kind of tap it and get my pictures. The Browning Golden Eagle, the original Golden Eagle. There was the Eagle, the R27S23, and then in 1967, 66, I believe it was, the Golden Eagle, which we just heard, and the R68, T68 combination, the R68 being the receiver, the T68 being the transmitter, and that was followed by the Mark II. Thanks for bringing it by, a fan favorite on the Old Tube Radio Network.
60.
And hello, Joe. Take a transmission. I have a room on the list before we go. You will be radio number 7. Over.
Thank you much. I will make this quick. Doggone it, I did want to check the audio on another radio, but this is my 123B, 11 tubes. I know I guess you and Mike were talking about tubes on the Robin. Anyway, this one has 11 tubes in it. 23 channels. A little extra kit inside of this radio kind of helps out for some extra channels. I'm on a D104 Lollipop mic, battery operated, powered.
It's good audio. So you're not overdone. I don't hear your voice echoing off the back walls of the room, so you're good.
Oh, I appreciate that. Doggone it. I wanted to check the audio on that Hustler radio. I don't know if it went out on me last weekend, but I wanted to take a minute there just to check the audio part of it.
Yes, bring by the Hustler radio. I've got you logged in on the Robin T123B for Radio 7. It's sounding good, so you got no issues there, and I'll hang out. We will stand by to make sure that the Hustler is still able to do a hustler too. Here's somebody. I hope that's off on a different channel. I hope that's not Joe.
Channel or on the right radio. Let me see here. Let me check the coax.
All right, if you can hear me, I've got you on channel 10. Right now you're on channel 10. If you hear me, because you have a variable receive, your receiver is good. So if you hear me, the receiver is good. It's just on the wrong channel, so I'm listening.
Interesting. Channel 10. Let me see here.
Put up the Hustler radio.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll let it go at that, and I'll check my coaxes because I might be off on another coax.
You're on the wrong channel.
All right, well, if you can hear me, your receiver is correct, but you have your channel selector, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on channel 10, so I'm tuning down to 10 to hear you. So the radio's sounding good. I don't remember which number should be 11, but whatever number you're on now on the transmitter is on channel 10. Over. But it is working, and it's still blue. And it looks great.
Okay, we did move it around here. Let me see. Doggone, let me shed some light on this. We did move it around. I think I might be on channel 3 now.
Yeah, we're on 27085, channel 11. I don't know what channel number that is on your Hustler, but this is the right OTR frequency.
Oh boy! Well, I can wipe the sweat off my forehead there, boy. I thought I'd done something. I didn't realize that I had moved the channel. It was on 2, or rather on 10. Yeah, and the little bitty paper over there, yeah, it says 3's 11. Okay, thank God I got it on the board. But I appreciate your help, and still. It makes me feel good that the old Hustler still being Hustler.
All right, it might have tried to hustle a little bit on 10. It sounded good on 10. It sounds good on 11. It's nice that it has multiple channels. And it was an easy thing to just kind of flip over and listen to you. And now it's way easier because I don't have to touch a thing. And you are good to go. Radio number 8 on the Hustler by World Radio Labs. Thanks.
Oh, thank you much, and it's doggone it. Yeah, it's made taking a load off of me there for sure. I was about ready to call Harvey. Anyway, thanks a lot.
All right, thanks for bringing it by. A very rare radio from World Radio Labs, made the Globe radios and went into 11 meters to do a few just like this. So good stuff. Anybody else before we sign out here on the Old Tube Radio Network?
Yes.
This is the yes frequency. Go ahead. Over.
I had to grab the mic there from a distance. Yes, SWL37 would like to check in the radio.
All right, we'll get you up at Radio 9. And in fact, Harvey inquired if you had checked in at Radio 9. I was actually asking about your Chris, 23 plus, because he checked in one tonight. But I have a feeling that you have maybe one of our first Burbank radios tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, it's from Burbank, California. Southern Cal. Yeah, down there. Yeah, the other side of the mountain down there. Anyway, Dennis, I would like to check in my general radio telephone, my Super MC11A 24-channel tuber that glows in the dark with a handheld stock microphone. Over.
General radio telephone, the MC11A, which is the updated 11 model, which Harvey checked in last week or 2 weeks ago. He checked in an 11. Doesn't have the general radio telephone logo between the channel selector and the S meter. It does have the microphone that we're seeing if anybody's looking at the video screen. The supplied, I think it was the Turner or whatever, the CM3. If you got the little meatball in the center, that's a CM3 microphonium. And of course, big audio without having to do much except to key the microphonium.
Well, I got to talk in it too, though, Dennis.
Yes, there is something required by the operator, but other than that, it's working.
Okay. Well, good. I've been watching the movies on TV, and me and the wife, we usually have a movie night during the weekend one night anyway. Had one last night and tonight, it seems like. But anyway, I had to get in here and make sure, that our movie ended. So I figured I'd come in here and get in here and get my radio to modutate.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Harvey.
Hey, Chris. I'm talking to you on a Chris. How's my Chris?
Sounds good on that Chris, Harvey.
Oh, no, I don't have a Harvey radio. I got a Chris.
Oh, I got a Chris too.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Over and out for my Chris.
Okay, sounds good, Harvey. I don't know if mine sounds that good or not, but it sounds good. You running the stock mic on that?
No, amplified D104.
Okay, yeah, I've got one, but it needs to be wired up. I've actually got two D104s. But I need two of them wired up. One for this one, not for this one. One for that one, and one for one other one. My Jim Marine products.
Okay. Hey, on your Chris, below the meter, it's an SRF meter switch, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to know. Alrighty, I'm out. Thank you, Dennis.
And then the one on the right is PA and CB.
Okay. Yep, that's like mine. It's got a pay and a sib.
And right below that there, it's got a headphone jack.
Roger. Okay, I just needed to know what model you had. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I got the CB 23 plus CB transceiver.
Gotcha. Alrighty, thank you. I'm out.
All right, you know what, Dennis, you gonna be there for a couple more minutes?
I am getting ready to count an amount, and they say they're telling me the Woody costume is rented until 11 o'clock, so I don't have to take it off just yet.
Yeah, I just turned it on. You give me about 2 minutes. It should be warm enough. But anyway, this was the general radio telephone. Over.
All right, I got you as radio number 9 on the general radio telephone. We'll head over to the Singers of Jingle, and then we'll be back with what will be the final radio, and we'll do some counting in amount.
Let's do some spelling.
OTR. 27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio. Old Tube Radio.
Let's do some spelling.
OTR. 27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio. Old Tube Radio.
Okay, now the mouse is going crazy. I can't do anything here. All right, we're back. We are back on. It sounds like you might have the item of interest.
I hope it is. The light's blinking, the needle's swinging, that needle's swinging. They're both swinging. We're going to check in our crisp 23 Plus CB transceiver with the original handheld stock microphone. Over.
Okay, it's good. And cornbread, yes, we have done 37 years of the old tube radio network without the aid of ethanol enhancement, and somehow it still seems to work. All right, that is the KRIS from CHRIS. Over.
That is correct.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris, are you on your Chris?
Yes, this is Chris on his Chris.
Just checking, thank you.
Okay. Anyway, it seems to be working there, Dennis.
It is working, sounding good. We've got it checked in for Radio 10. I can't believe we made double-digit radios tonight. I guess by hanging out extra. Well, I owe some time back, because when I put my time card in tonight for OTR, because things got a late start due to the computer malady, I should be good. I won't have to put in washing the dishes or whatever they make me do when I don't put in the proper amount of time on OTR. All right, back to the movie, or maybe it's intermission, or maybe you're done. So thanks for checking on the radio. And they're supposed to give me the fanfare. Yeah, we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
Well, this should be the current and final totals of the Old Tube Radio Network tonight, where on the SWL side we had 11 on page 1, 13 on page 2, 14 on page 3, and 18 on page 4, for a total of 56. It looks like that seems kind of low, but there, maybe I miscounted, but that's about right. It was a lot of people not at the microphoniums tonight. That's okay. Sometimes you have to take a break. On radios tonight, we had 10, and I do believe that the most heard manufacturer was the Robbins at 1, 2, 3. Had a couple of Chris's and a couple of Brownings. We'll go through the list here. It was a good evening. We started with the R2723S9 Browning combination back from the early 1960s. From SWL 84, good to hear Jerry on the 11-meter side getting the antenna back up and heading over to that side of the radio table. Jerry has a great selection of tube radios, from vintage Swan radios to vintage CB radios. You may hear his voice on 40 meters during the Jefferson Noontime Net, and we're certainly glad that we could hear it tonight on the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks for the check-in there. Hope there will be more in the future. Radio number 2, Mr. Hustler on the E.F. Johnson Messenger TWO. Radio 3 tonight was the Robin T123 with the Magic Eye from Mike, SWL 47. And you don't have to have an SWL number to check in a radio or anything like that. You can just pop in. Maybe Uncle Fred has willed you his box of radios. And so this is the forum. The Old Tube Radio Network, as we've been doing since the mid-1980s. This is a place to come by, take a transmission, talk about the audio. We'll check out the microphone and all that good stuff. That's originally why we were here to get started. Give people a spot to come down and turn the radios on, unencumbered by whatever. Radio number 4, Chris 23 Plus. That was from Harvey, the one he was working on. I think he got everything fixed up. It sure sounds pretty good. Our second Robin of the evening, the T123 Bravo. That was also from Mike, his second Robin. Harvey had radio number 6, the Browning Golden Eagle R68 T68, or is that the Browning Lavatories Golden Beagle? I heard it bark. Radio number 7, Joe on the Robin T123 Bravo, our third Robin of the evening. He followed that up with radio number 8, the World Radio Labs Hustler, sounding good on channel 10, sounding good on channel 11. Radio number 9, Chris on the General Radio Telephone Super MC11A, and moments ago, also on his Chris to Harvey to Chris and back again, 23 plus. Thanks to everyone who joined us tonight. If you're watching the playback on YouTube, it could be 2027, but this is what happened on the 25th day of June of 2022 on your Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks for those who joined us from near and far out and stayed up late, maybe even into Sunday morning. It is field days, still going on until 1800 hours tomorrow, Sunday. So if you're out there doing field day, or maybe you're listening from the field day tent, the Old Tube Radio Network, good luck to you. 73, everybody, and we will catch you next time on OTR.
Thank you, Dennis. Wonderful net as always. Take care.
Well, technically, 3 Chris's checked in.
Yes, that is right.
And Chris is 23 plus at least, maybe 3 times over. And yes, everyone, please don't forget to feed the fish.
And your dog and cat if you got them. And your birds. Yes, and yourself.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis, you have a good night. Don't have any dreams tonight. Unless it's about tubers.
Yeah, there'll be some hot dreams.
And burn your fingers. You wake up in the morning and be like the Beatles. And I forgot what song it is when he says, I got blisters on my fingers. I think that was the Beatles that had that in one of their songs.
Okay, and they're telling me I have to get this outfit back to the costume room.
Did they make any chocolate chip cookies for Bozo at all tonight?
No, it's been a while since I've done chocolate chip cookies. I guess I'm going to have to. It heats the oven heats the house up, but the cookies are worth it.
Hey, Dennis?
Yeah.
Hate to say this, but when I first saw you, you looked like a skinny cow.
Well, if the suit fits, you got to wear it.
Well, milk it for all it's worth.
All right, well, this is the whole outfit. You're only seeing part of it. And this is the outfit that I wore at my last day on the job at the television station that was owned by none other than, you guessed it, the Walt Disney Corporation.
Disney. And still owns it. You know, it's noisy out there tonight. Over here, anyway. Hey, Dennis, where's Grandpa? I haven't heard him keying up in a long time. You know, Phil?
Oops, I was on the other side of the desk here. What was the question?
What happened to Phil? What is it, 56 just for kicks? What happened to him? I haven't heard him in a while.
Well, you are not listening when moments after I call SWL 55 and moments before I call SWL 57. Phil is probably, if you listen to the local nets around town, he is probably one of the stations that consistently checks in on time and right where he needs to be. So he was on time tonight.
Okay, I was in the other room when he did that then. I was just thinking of him when he was talking about the crisp radios. He popped in my mind. He pops in there quite a bit off and on, besides with that.
All right, to catch you later.
All right, Dennis, good night. I'm getting ready to turn this thing off and everything myself, get back up to the other frequency, get it locked on, and then I'm going to turn it off. So, Dennis, you have a wonderful evening. Take care. Harvey, if you're out there, you be good, stay safe. Give everybody all kinds of trouble. And, yeah, I can't, my brain just went dead. 306, go! Yes, you have a good evening, too.
Take care of your Chris.
All right, Harvey, take care.
CQ Field Day. CQ Field Day. This is Alpha Bravo 50 Juliet. CQ Field Day. Field Day, CQ Field Day. This is Alpha Bravo 50 Juliet.
Contact QLZ. This is Mount Charlie, Quebec, Oscar. Yankee Alpha Charlie. That's my call sign. This is Whiskey 9 Charlie, Quebec, Oscar. Yeah, 3 Alpha Whiskey India. 3 Alpha Whiskey India. QSL. Copy. 1 Alpha Oklahoma. 1 Alpha Oscar Kilo. Good luck in the contest. 73. QLZ.
Thank you. You are Delta Virginia. Okay, 1 Delta Virginia. Thank you. You are dead. November X-ray. 0 Field Day.
One Bravo, South Texas, QSL. Illinois, Indian Lima.
Roger, Roger, thank you. This is Kilo Mexico 5 Victoria India, QRZ.
Whiskey 7 Kilo Charlie 7 Zulu 7 Zulu.
Juliet India, over. I heard the Kilo Juliet India. What's the rest of your call, over? Kilo 2. Thank you. 1 Bravo, South Texas, QSL.
QSL 1 Bravo, South Texas. You are 2 Alpha, Oregon, Oscar Romeo.
Roger, Roger. Thank you. I'm 73 from Kilo Mary 5, Victoria, India, QRZ.
Whiskey 7 Bravo, 6 Victoria, Alpha.
Again, please.
Alpha Bravo 6 Victor Oscar.
Who is Victor Oscar?
Alpha Bravo 6 Victor Oscar.
Alpha Baker 6 Victor Oscar. Okay, 1 Bravo, South Texas, QSL.
QSL, please copy 1 Delta, Arizona, over.
Roger, 1 Delta, Arizona. Thank you. This is Kilo Mexico 5, Victoria, India, QRZ.
Whiskey 7.
Whiskey 7, Alpha, India, Alpha.
Whiskey Mexico.
Again?
Whiskey 7, Alpha, India, Alpha.
Mexico.
Again, one more time.
Whiskey 7, Alpha, India, Alpha.
Alright, Whiskey 4, Victor, Foxtrot, Foxtrot, 1 Bravo, South Texas, QSL. Roger, copy, thank you. This is Kilo Mary 5, Victoria, India, QRZ.
Whiskey 7, Fox Radio Zulu.
Again?
Whiskey 7, Fox Radio Zulu.
Whiskey 5 something?
Whiskey 7, Fox Radio Zulu.
Whiskey 5 Alpha, Whiskey Papa, 1 Bravo, South Texas, QSL. QSL, thank you. From Kilo, Mexico 5, Victoria, India, QRZ.
Whiskey 7, Fox Radio Zulu.
Kilo Lima Alpha. QSL, Kilo Charlie 9, Kilo Lima Alpha. Alpha, for you is 1 Dallas, South Texas. QSL. Thank you. This is Kilo Mary 5, Victoria, India, QRZ.
Whiskey 7, Fox Radio Zulu.
Who is Whiskey Hotel? November 9, Whiskey Hotel, 1 Bravo, South Texas, QSL.
Please copy. 3 Alpha, India Lima, 3 Alpha, Illinois.
Roger, thank you. From Kilo Mary 5, Victoria, India, QRZ.
November Delta 7 Echo.
Who is Echo, Mexico, America? Roger, 418, Echo, American QSL, 1 Bravo, South Texas, okay? Roger, roger.